Well, guys, I thought that something like this would take place now that we are watching the Braxtons. And of course, Tamar has stole the show once again. Well, now the narrative is we are afraid of Tamar. Tamar is unpredictable. We don't know what she may do. We're going to refuse to film with Tamar because y'all know what has been portrayed to us as viewers for a very long time. The narrative is Tamar is crazy.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
I've never seen Tony that angry before. I think we're all tired. We're exhausted with certain behaviors, and we just don't want to deal with it anymore. I know I don't. For Tamar to pull Trina's hair and to say that Trina touched her first, how can Trina touch you first when her back was turned to you? That doesn't even make sense.
She pulled Trina's hair. Do you see?
And she kicked me.
Now, as you guys saw in the last episode of the Braxtons, obviously Tony Braxton jumped up in Tamar's face. They were going back and forth, but there were allegations that, well, we know Tamar pulled her wig because we saw her head jump. And then Tamar did say, so she admitted it. But what is happening now is we afraid of Tamar. We are tired of Tamar. But Towanda is appealing to Trina, basically saying she doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. She feels afraid. She feels like Tamar is unpredictable. And what does that typically lead to? They don't want to film with Tamar. Y'all know how that goes. But the interesting part of this is that Tamar is, in fact, the show. Now, I'm just saying because I watched the show. The absence of Tamar would mean that they would have to bring something interesting. See, the issue here is they have made Tamar to be the problem. So, quite naturally, as fans, we tune in to see the problem. Now, I'm not saying that Tamar is really the problem, but because they gave her that name of the problem, we're tuned in for excitement to see what is actually Tamar gonna bring to the show. What's she doing? What is Tay Tay up to? Well, Towanda is basically letting it be known she does not want to film with Tamar, which is crazy because the show can go on without Towanda. The show would not be able to be successful without Tay Tay.
It's okay.
I
didn't put my hands on you. I never touched you.
Let me go.
And then after you pull her hair, you kick her? That's ridiculous. Enough is enough. Let's call the cops and press charges.
I'm not calling the cops.
Let's press charges on
I don't
her.
do that. I'm gone. I'm not doing that.
But wait till she leaves first.
Let's call the cops. Let's press charges because what Towanda is saying is Tamar just assaulted Trina. She kicked Trina and she pulled Trina's hair. Now, regardless to how we look at it, it still is a crime. If you put your hands on somebody and they call the police, let them have a witness or two, you're going to jail. Okay. So Towanda is trying to get Tamar in this type of trouble because if Tamar gets arrested or something like this, she can use this with production and say, hey, she was arrested. She did this. Although, production did see it. If you guys know how it works in court, if you put your hands on somebody, they give you like a no contact order or restraining order. Are they the same? I'm not sure, but I know, if you get in trouble for putting your hands on somebody, I believe it becomes a no contact order. I believe in terms of the restraining order, I think they have to go and pursue that. Maybe that's the difference. So here is strategy. Towanda, because she's a schemer and a scammer, honey. She knows how to take situations and make them benefit her. So in this particular situation, she's trying to get Toni Braxton because Toni Braxton is the older sister. Come on, let's call the police. Let's press charges. Except even Toni Braxton was like, girl, I'm out of here. Towanda is low down and dirty. And this nastiness that she has against a sister that gave her $50,000, bought her a car. You use her credit card, but you want to call the police on someone in that you stole their credit card? Towanda is a little delusional, isn't she?
We've never encountered that before in our lives.
It made me very sad.
How do you feel right now?
She's unpredictable. I don't know who I'm going to get. You know what I mean?
It's like a box of chocolates.
I don't feel safe anymore. Because it went from emotional, verbal, mental to physical. And
now, as you guys can see, Towanda is setting the stage by saying she does not feel safe around the sister that gave her $50,000. The sister who she was allegedly using her credit card to pay for 6 lines. Okay? Not only the sister who purchased her a car and the sister that we saw on the show, when Towanda had finally bought her house and Tamar was going through looking around in Tawanda's house, only for Tamar to find her own damn clothes in Tawanda's closet. Shoes, all kind of stuff. Which meant Towanda was always a damn thief. Because Towanda, why were your sister's clothes in your closet and she didn't know how they got there? Well, we know how they got there because you put them there. But you literally went into her home and took her items and she didn't give you permission. But now Towanda is setting this atmosphere as if she is afraid, and she feels like she's unsafe, which y'all know how this works with these networks. I feel unsafe. I don't feel like my safety is being taken in the right magnitude. I don't want to film with her. I don't know who I may get. But Towanda has not answered any of the questions. When asked why was she a damn thief, her reply was, "You stole Tony's man." Girl, we ain't talking about no damn men. We talking about the credit card you stole and things of that nature. So, the purpose of this video is to point out that Towanda is setting the stage to try to get Tamar off the show. Because for some odd reason, Towanda, with her delusional self, you would think with no hair she would be closer to Jesus. But I guess not, because her brain still the hell don't work. For some reason, she doesn't understand that this show cannot move forward without Toni. Well, 2 people, Toni Braxton. Well, maybe it can be successful without Toni Braxton because I don't feel like Toni Braxton gives anything anyway. But I feel like with Tamar, it would be a total flop. For one, who would they have to blame? We know they're not talking about their lives. So Towanda is trying to pretty much, in the Lulu brain, she thinks that she can separate Tamar from this show, possibly get her off of this show, which will never, ever happen.